And for more insight, Dr. Khuram Iqbal from the Department of Security Studies and Criminology of Macquarie University joins me now. He's speaking to me from Sydney. Thank you for taking the time to speak to me today, sir. So far, no claims of responsibility just yet, but reports are saying that initial investigations may suggest the local branch of ISIS could be behind the attack. Who do you think is responsible here?
Under the circumstances, that's the most plausible possibility that a local branch of Daesh may be behind this attack, because Daesh has a history of attacking even religious parties that Daesh considers not adequately Islamic. Because if you look at the history of this group, which has been targeted in this suicide bombing, it enjoys very cordial relations with the Taliban in Afghanistan, with the Taliban in Pakistan. So it seems that none of the Taliban faction, either from Afghanistan or Pakistan, are involved, but it indicates involvement of ISKP, which is an abbreviation for Islamic State in Khorasan province. So I'll not be surprised if ISKP comes up with a statement claiming responsibility for this attack.
So we know hundreds of supporters of the JUIF party were gathering when this attack happened. Can you tell us more about the significance of this party and what they represent?
Well, if you look at recent history, Jamiat Ulama Islam, it always had a soft corner for a number of Islamist organizations, whether violent or non-violent. So this attack can certainly create some rifts. This attack can also push Jamiat Ulama Islam to take some sort of a clear stance on violent extremism and terrorism in the country. This attack can possibly push Afghan Taliban to take some more decisive actions against Daesh hideouts in Afghanistan. Because if you look at the situation in Afghanistan after the Taliban takeover almost 1.5 years ago, Afghanistan has become a safe sanctuary for a number of regional and global terrorist organizations, including Daesh. So I believe that with this high-intensity terrorist attack, Afghan Taliban would be pushed to take some decisive actions against ISKP.
The perpetrators in this case decided to strike a town in a province close to the border with Afghanistan. How significant is the province where this attack happened?
Well, this attack is a series of attacks that have taken place in the tribal region bordering Afghanistan during last few months. I would say that this is third suicide bombings in a span of 3 weeks taking place in the erstwhile FATA region. This region shares borders with Afghanistan, and we have seen that after the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan, this region has witnessed an increase, a dramatic increase in the number of terrorist attacks in general and suicide attacks in particular. According to some reports, there has been 73% increase in the number of terrorist attacks, most precisely in the region where Bajor is located. So what we are facing now is an increased terrorist activity, and if we have to draw some correlation of this happening, I think it is directly linked to the Afghanistan takeover by Afghan Taliban. They have not been able to fulfill the commitments that they have made in the Doha Agreement with the United States of America, with the world community, that they would not allow Afghan soil to be used by international terrorist organizations. What we see at the moment, there are more than 26 terrorist organizations of regional and international agenda, which are now operating from Afghanistan. This includes TTP, which has conducted a series of attacks in Pakistan. It includes Daesh, which has targeted Taliban in Afghanistan. And of course, it has conducted attacks in Pakistan as well. And then these terrorist organizations, which are now operating from Afghanistan, they have also launched attacks in different Central Asian states as well. So what we are seeing in Afghanistan at the moment is that there is a new kind of a threat growing from Afghanistan, which could have regional and international repercussions.
We have about a minute left, but given that context that you laid out for us, how is this strike going to impact the upcoming elections in Pakistan due later this year?
Well, that's quite a important question, especially in the backdrop of upcoming elections in Pakistan. Some observers would argue that such attacks can hamper the conduct of peaceful elections, but I would say that Pakistan has held general elections amidst all sort of terrorist attacks during last 2 decades. We have seen the elections in 2008, 2014, and 2018. There were significant number of terrorist attacks targeting all sorts of political parties, but political parties in Pakistan demonstrated utmost resilience against these violent actors. They went ahead with their campaign, and we have seen a successful organization of elections amidst all this terrorist activity. So I would say that such sort of attack can discourage some political actors, but political parties in Pakistan generally they are used to operate in difficult circumstances.
All right. Thank you very much for your insights today. Appreciate your thoughts. That was Dr. Khuram Iqbal, Department of Security Studies and Criminology at Macquarie University.